Well, here we are in a M13 draft. First pick, first pack. We have Capital of the Watch, Garrick's Pack Leader, Crippling Blight, and Blade Tusk 4. The Watch, I think, is probably the best card in the pack, and all we're passing then is a Falcon, so maybe we'll be able to cut off most of the white that comes through us. Of course, it's the first card we're taking, so everything's subject to change drastically. Arms Dealer, best card in the pack. Deadly Recluse, Fury, and Titanic Growth are okay, but the Arms Dealer is just way too good. Fairy Invaders, got a Divine Verdict, Sleep. I'm actually leaning toward the Verdict because I'd like to play the Captain of the Watch, and we're going to be passing either Sleep or Fairy Invaders, neither of which is something I'd like to do if we're going to try to be in that color. So we're going to go ahead and take the Verdict. Angelic Benediction's pretty good. Prey Upon solid if you're in green, as is Tormented Soul for black. Duty Bound Dead's okay too. Benediction just gives you so much value. Being able to tap down their relevant blockers and just get in for more damage is always a nice trade-off. Another Divine Verdict. Certainly usable. Ravenous Rats is okay. Ring of Valkis. I doubt we're going to be playing enough red creatures to warrant taking that, especially over a white removal spell. Since we're passing nothing good white, it should leave people to our left out of that color. I'd love to see another Arms Dealer. Maybe we'll pick up some Krenko's Commands as it goes through, or even Goblin Arsonist. Rummaging Goblin would probably be ideal too, although a little more reluctant to throw him at someone's face. Captain's Call or Show of Valor, and Transer. Captain's Call does go well with Captain of the Watch. I'm not very fond of the card other than that. It does give us 3 blockers. It's so expensive in its sorcery speed. I guess that is way too late for there to be an acidic slime. Maybe we'll be shifting into green here. Primal Hunt Beast is pretty valid too. Spike Baloth, or Safe Passage, or Rummaging Goblin. I think we're gonna go with the Baloth. I think we're gonna try to go white-green now. Although the Goblin was probably the best card in the pack. I guess Kindled Fury, just to show no red. There's very few times where I want to play a Phyrexian Hulk. Go with the Battlefield Eagle. Smelt is more likely to be useful than Glorious Charge. Just gonna go ahead and hide Bountiful Harvest. Can't think of any situation where we'd want to side that in. Be nice to see in a Johnny pack 2 or 3. There's plenty of options. I don't think we're set up very poorly here at all. Even Squire is about all there is for us, but Arctic Haven and Fogbank are both very, very good cards. Essence Drain as well. Scroll Thief is pretty solid. I think we're going to go with the Squire, though, because I don't want to get too far into anything else. Mutilate's being passed to us. Searing Spear or Prey Upon. I think Spear is probably the best call. Though obviously Mutilate was the best card in the pack. Now there's a Garrick's Pack Leader. They're just not letting us decide on a color. Pack Leader's really, really good too. As Griffin Protector's solid. War Priest just for the enchantment removal effects. Help us to deal with other pacifisms and the like. Still very indecisive, it seems. Definitely leaning toward green more than red, just because of the strength of Acidic Slime and Garrick's Pack Leader. Because of that, I think we're going to take the Guardians instead of the Rummaging Goblin. Sentinel Spider certainly seems to indicate we're going in the right direction. We'll take the Farseek just for some acceleration, although it can only get a Plains in our deck. I'd certainly like to see a Rancor, since I have yet to open one or see one at any point in any draft or sealed I've played in M13. I wouldn't even believe it's actually in the set if not for the fact that I play against it every single event I play in. We'll go ahead and probably take the Arbor Elf. I think that'd be more valuable than the Gorger at this point. I am not very fond of that card because it puts it on the top of your deck. It does fit our 3 drops. There's... Oh, and we have an Acidic Slime. I guess it's worth taking, but I find it iffy. Ox might be the best card for us, but it's kind of irrelevant. Take this Serpent's Gift. It's typically going to be removal. Like to see a Pacifism or a Rancor. Guess there's a Prey Upon. Prey Upon, Primal Clay, Force Mage. I'm going with the Prey Upon. Bigger fan of the removal aspect. There's another Prey Upon. Yeah, I'm probably going to take that over Elixir of Immortality. You have to be careful with Prey Upon, though. It's very easy to end up 2 for 1ing yourself. Or 2 for none. Planar Cleansing is going to be taken. Um, deals with planeswalkers, deals with a lot of really big problems, so definitely an ideal card to see. So what will we get if we take the Primadox? We can bounce our captain, although I don't know if that's the best way to go about it. The tracker, acidic slime, yeah, definitely seems worth it to take him. And we have our War Priest as well. Primadox seems like a very awkward card, but it's something you can get a lot of value out of if you build around it a bit. I apologize for the MSN pop-up. Well, it seems unlikely now that we're going to get any pacifisms, but at least we have our Divine Verdicts. I'd like to get Deadly Recluse or two, perhaps. Prized Elephant's pretty good, a 4/4 for 4. I think we might go with the Titanic Growth. Base Reward also has a lot of potential value, though. So it's out of these three for us. That's a pretty light muck waiter, too. Yeah, I think I'm going to go with Face Reward because we have things like Captain of the Watch, Acidic Slime, Pack Leader. Sarah Avatar. I guess that can be played. There wasn't much else for us there. I'm a big fan of Fungal Sprouting, especially considering some of the other things we have. Deadly Recluse, too, might be the better call. Yeah, we have too much in the 4s already. It's either Recluse or the Visionary, and I think Recluse is just better for us. Take Timber Pack, it's another 2-drop. So our Avatar is an interesting card. Can be played with some effect. Do we have enough? Yeah, I think we have enough soldiers to warrant taking the Falcon. I'll take Naturalize this time because it tends to be better than a race. I don't think we need the Gorger. Plummet's a great card to see that late, though. Typically sideboard, but it's a good sideboard card to have. I was pretty excited to see that Planar Cleansing. While I would prefer Day in most situations, there's enough artifacts and obviously the random Planeswalker that can really ruin your day in this format. So quite a few cards to go through here. I think Timberpack Wolf is going to be our first cut. Huh. Gorger next. Just don't think he gives us enough value. I do like both Prey Pawns. I do like both Divine Verdicts. Captain's Call, I'm not quite as sure about. I think that'll probably be next. If our opponent's playing enough 1/1s, we'll bring it in, but I don't think it's really worth it just for the chance that it'll interact with Captain of the Watch. don't really like Battlefield Eagle, but it seems fine. So we can get Death Touch, Hexproof, Reach, and Trample. We managed to resolve the Primodox and then follow it up with an Acidic Slime. We can control most games, I'd have to imagine. I'm actually pretty set on playing the Sarah Avatar. For no other reason that if they don't have a Death Toucher, it's going to get through eventually. Not really a big fan of the Spike Bailoff. The 2 toughness is really just too low to be useful in most situations, but with a little bit of Exalted, it certainly gets better. And maybe cutting the Falcon would be proper. 1, 2... Yeah, I think we're going to lose the Falcon. We can bring it in if we need flying blockers. Here we are on the play with a bit of a slow hand, but still keepable. I think we're fairly safe to lead in with the War Priest just to try to start out aggressive. Because it does us no good against Rancor anyway. I'm a little reluctant to use our Beast Tracker here because it will put the card on top of our deck, so we will be drawing it. I'm still going to, just so we'll have more guys on board. But it isn't the ideal way to go about it. Might be worth it to take the Spiked Bailoff, just so that we have a guy we can attack with, but I went for the Slime because of his ring already in play. Now we just have to hope that doesn't set us too far back land-wise. Well, swing and a miss, but still not really in that much trouble. He now knows we have no lands in our hand. And we're not going to let that survive the turn. Can't allow your opponent to get that much of a card advantage, and considering the colors he's playing, it just seems like a better call to go about it that way. The other option was playing the Arbor Elf in an attempt to play the Captain of the Watch the following turn. But I think depriving him of a land there seems just fine. Primadox and Elvish Visionary is not a combo what you want him to have access to for very long. So as soon as he plays the Primadox again, we're probably going to Planar Cleansing that turn. Well, I guess that provides a valid option for us too. Titanic Growth. That was a waste. He had no reason to do that. His guy was going to die regardless, and I think he would have been better off just taking the 2, allowing it to be a little bit bigger, or try to use the Primadox to draw more cards. That was probably the worst thing he could have done given the situation. Feeling pretty good about our decision to destroy his swamp earlier, though. Now he's going another turn without drawing a land as well. I'm a little bit surprised he didn't have an effect to go along with that. He just does not want that visionary to go away, it seems. I was going to try to do a face reward, prey upon trick there, but winning the game just seems like a better option. I don't think anything's worth siding here. Maybe the naturalized, but the ring's not really a threat. Another pretty awkward hand, but I think we're going to keep.